Welcome to Ulua. You live, you work, you art.
Hello, it's Caro from Ulua, and this episode is inspired because I saw some time ago actually a comment in another video. I don't even remember what it was about. I think it was about hustle culture, and it said the person talking was saying that listening to music can make you dumb. And several people in the comments were saying, yes, I don't listen to music anymore because music is making me dumb. And others said, yes, music can make you dumb, and that kind of thing. There were several comments regarding that. And I found that interesting. And I thought, well, that's funny, isn't it? Because like 20 years ago, I'm quite old, I heard that by listening, like an opposite study, like by listening to classical music, for example, Beethoven and Mozart and Bach and those artists, you could enhance your focus, you could be more attentive to the thing that you were doing and that kind of thing. So I thought, that's really interesting. And I don't know if that's logical to say that listening to music is making you dumb. I don't think so. I don't think that music per se, just because it's music, can make you really dumb. And maybe it's because they can focus again if they are listening to certain music. I don't really know why they stated that. But yes, if you want to focus on something and you are listening maybe to music that you really love and really, I don't know, like to sing out loud and those kind of things, it happens to me too. Maybe you cannot concentrate on another thing like studying or reading or writing or drawing or whatever it is that you do, because you are paying much more attention to the music than to the thing that you're actually doing or trying to do. But at the same time, making this like open, huge statements like they are written on stone and saying music is making you dumb, I think that's dumb. Because yeah, maybe you cannot concentrate, but what if you try with other type of music? I don't know, instrumental, or maybe well, in my case, I think it's not that difficult if I really am focused on one thing, like the music that I'm listening to, it's just like in the background or in another place. I don't know, it's like I totally disconnect from that in order to focus. It also happens to me with, for example, external sounds. If I'm really focused onto something, I just go there, and so maybe I'm not the case for this thing. But if this is your case, please tell me in the comments if this happens for you. And yeah, so I don't think music can make you dumb. Again, as I said, for me, it was like when I needed to really focus on something, I put on classical music because it really helps me. And not all classical music, of course. It would be like the most soft one, or like because I don't know, some are, even though they are classical, I tend to think that classical is like, oh, like super soft and melodical and like whispering. But there are something, for example, Beethoven, like that go, whoa, and you go like your brain is like jumping all the time. So again, you have to find certain type of music to work with in certain things that you want to do. If you want to work out, you look for music that pumps you up, like it gets you high in the sense that you are active. And But if you want to go to sleep, for example, maybe you will listen to melodic music. I don't know, you have to find your own thing. And I've searched a little bit about this. Remember that we have already talked about causation and correlation. There have been some studies, I think they were for scores, education scores, educational things. I don't know, I don't quite remember. That they said that maybe there was a correlation between music and the scores of people that were studying. But again, correlation doesn't mean causation, so you have to be aware of that. So I don't know how valid this study is or not. I think you might have realized by now that I listen to music a lot, because actually several of the episodes that have been that I have done in the past, and you may have heard some songs that I always related to songs and that kind of thing. So I really think that listening to music can improve. Again, depending on the context, the moment that you want to listen to them. I know many people, for example, that have learned a new language just by singing songs in that language. Of course, studying, because just singing doesn't help you really realize and be conscious about what the translation of the songs are and that kind of thing. But they are studying the lyrics and trying to understand the context of the song, how to pronounce certain words in the other language. Singing them helps them improve the memory, because helps you remember certain words. And so I wouldn't think that music it's making you dumb. Totally not. And there are even some techniques that help you, like, I don't know that much about music. I love music, but I don't know that much about music. But I do know that there are some techniques that are used, like the rhythm of some songs, that can help you learn better another language. There are also some notes that can help you, like, because we are animals in some way, right? So you can have like some notes as triggers to remember things. So it can be really memory enhancing your sorry, it can be really helping your memory to be better, to be more enhanced and improved. And right now it comes to mind the movie The King's Speech. If I don't know if you have seen that movie, is really interesting because it's about the King of England, the father of Queen Elizabeth, if I don't remember incorrectly, I don't remember it wrong. He couldn't, during Second World War, I think it was, he couldn't really give his speech, and he was about to become the king, and he couldn't talk because he would get so anxious when talking to people in public that he would stutter, right? He couldn't speak well. And so he tried so many things, and finally he got a person who helped him through music to be able to speak fluently in his own language. Even it wasn't in another language, but he would stutter all the time because he was shy, and I don't know, that kind of thing. So he learned with this guy how to speak in public with the use of music. So he found his own rhythm through music in order to give really difficult speeches, because he was it was the start of a war, and he had to announce to their peoples that a war was coming and that they would be part of the war. Really serious things to talk about. And so, if you haven't seen that, it's a really nice movie, The King's Speech, and I recommend it. I really liked it also. And I also think that music can help you with your emotional status, because if you are feeling sad and you want something to go out of this emotion, because I don't know, you have a meeting or you have something, even though you maybe you can't do the full transition, just flip out to do the transition because you are sad or you have been sad for some time. Listening to certain music that can activate your brain and your mind, and you can get up your humors like a little bit into, I wouldn't say into happiness, but at least into some kind of neutral state that can help you for that meeting. It's really good. And it just came to mind this from The Office, when Dwight has to do an interview, that he would go into the staircase where he was alone, and he was singing like some songs to help him be in another state, like that kind of thing. And it was funny, but it really can help you. So, and on the other hand, if you are super like anxious and supercharged with emotion, and you want to get all down, that you can listen maybe to music that calms you down. And for every people, it will be a different music. For some people that I know, they are really calm and they can get maybe their to a peace of mind by listening to heavy metal, and for others it's to listen to lyrical music. For others is to listen to I don't know, like melancholic music, that kind of thing. So, and also for letting out your anger, it could be really useful. I know, yes, anger is one of the emotions, but we generally forget that this emotion can be released through music, through activity and other things, but we are now talking about music, right? So again, it all comes to you doing you, but you really understanding yourself and trying to get to know what's the best thing for you, maybe in the moment, because it can also change with time. The music that maybe you liked in the past is not the same that you do like now. So you have to figure it out for yourself. And another way that music can help you is by yourself playing an instrument. If you haven't tried that, I have tried several times doing that. I must say I haven't taken the time to really be good at playing an instrument. Yes, I have tried in the past playing the guitar and also the flute, things that they teach you at school, and torturing all my family while doing so. But yeah, and my father used to play the guitar, and he was a great guitarist, and he had his group and everything. But and yeah, I think I haven't taken the time properly in order to be able to really understand about music and being some kind of musician. But I do know some things, and as a dancer, you also need to know some things about music, at least to try to improve your hearing. But anyways, so yeah, maybe, and I'm thinking now about the cases where music can make you dumb. Maybe it can in some ways. It depends on the music that you're listening to. I don't know if can make you dumb, but can certainly not help you improve. That would be a better way of putting it. And that could be, I don't know, with the lyrics are like dumb. I can say that there are some dumb lyrics, or when they. I was listening the other day to an interview to a music that are really a musician, sorry, that I really like, or I don't quite listen to him right now, but I used to a lot when I was a teenager. And he's Fito Páez. He's from Argentina. He was a great composer and musician, and he knows well a lot about music and poetry and so many things. Sorry. Um, and he was saying that nowadays music in general is like play with two notes. Of course, he was saying that he said we have 80 notes in a piano and people are only playing with two things, two notes or two variations. So it's like music has, this is my interpretation of what he was saying, that music is getting like more simplistic. We could say it's like not simple but simplistic. It's like we are not using our full capacity when making music, or when musicians are making music, and of course not all musicians, but the ones that are more popular, we could say. And yeah, that could be harmful for you if you are only listening to things that have no variation or have no deep meaning. For example, if you look for lyrics, that you can look for lyrics that are poetry, like in this case this musician, he's like a poet, I think. And I actually, I can say this because you can actually learn a lot from good musicians, good lyrics, good poetry, um, because they have a variety of emotions, a variety of topics. I remember learning a lot from him about, I don't know, mystical or mythical tales, and also creatures, and also from surrealism, because in his case, he's like a surrealist poet in his lyrics. And there are other musicians I've learned from too, of course, but it comes to mind him right now. Whereas you may have some other songs that are just like about moving your butt around, which that doesn't mean that they don't have a place in your life. I do listen to those kind of music, or maybe when I'm more relaxed, and maybe I don't know, in certain times of the day, I like to listen to that kind of music too. But I guess the real learning, or the real, again, we are here in order to improve our mind palace. So you need this variety. You need also to see this kind of, you could say, oh no, that's ugly music because they talk about ass and butt, that kind of thing. But it's not necessarily wrong or bad, or maybe it's for just for, I don't know, for a party when you are with your friends. You just want to have fun, dance, and that's okay to have that kind of thing in that specific context. But if you want maybe to cultivate your mind and want to really get emotional with music and release some feelings or emotions through music, you can go and put on Mozart or Gregorian chants, or I don't know, there are so many things, or heavy metal or rock and roll, or I don't know, you name it, or tango or folk music. There are so many uh, genres about for music. And oh yeah, I think music by itself, saying music is making me dumb, is like, that's a dumb statement for me. um And most of the creatives and artists that I know listen to a variety of music. And I'm remembering now, I was actually the other day when I woke up early because I had my neighbor doing some repairings and he was hammering the wall, and I woke up and I was kind of angry, saying, "Oh my God, do I have to listen to this? And it's early in the morning and I want to sleep." And then immediately came to mind this question and say, "Wow, what would be the alternative to not listening to this noise?" And I thought, if I could not hear anything in the world, that would be horrible. That would be, I don't know. I don't want to know what it feels like. Um, so music is, or noise, or sounds are everywhere. So I don't think that the music can make you dumb at all. I think it's part of life. As silence is also, and has its place also within our days or our lives. So yeah, I think there's a place for everything. And I think this is a dumb statement that music is making you dumb is totally dumb. So I hope at least it makes you reflect on this, and how I don't want to be extra positive about this, but it's really nice to be able to listen to things, right? um, but anyways, so tell me if you think this statement is dumb or not in the comments. And if you like this episode, please share it with your colleagues, friends, and your family, whoever that may think that music is dumb. Maybe it's because they are not really thinking about what music is and all the genres that are about music and that kind of thing. Don't know. And please, if you want to contribute with the channel and with me, if you like what you see or what you hear in this case about my ideas or the things that I comment on, consider inviting me a coffee if you want. It would be so much appreciated, and I really would love that, and would love hearing from you also. And have a very, very beautiful week, and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.
Stay tuned for Ulua's next episode.